Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be telling you all how we build products at bluelearn. So if you don't know, bluelearn is an app and it has multiple things. It has hiring platform, it has a social media feed and a bunch of things. And you might be wondering कि ये app बनता कैसा है? How do you make these features on the app? How do you come up with the idea? What does the product team do? What does the design team do? What does the tech team do? How do you test these ideas and how do you finally launch it on the app? So this is what we do in our company, in our startup. The very first step is coming up with the problem statement, right? And one thing that we noticed was that on bluelearn, a lot of students were coming, making friends, chatting, and starting discussions and stuff like that. But then one question that we asked them was, what's the biggest problem a lot of these students are facing? And when we did a lot of user calls, when we spoke to a lot of our members, they said that finding jobs and finding internships and finding freelancing gigs was a major problem for them. A lot of platforms like Internshala were not trustworthy. They had very sales focused jobs. A lot of platforms like Fiverr, Upwork were super crowded. So we thought we can maybe build a solution for that. Recently, we've started using something called a Crazy 8, which is a technique used to come up with solutions to a lot of problem statements. So I let my friend Vineet, who leads design at bluelearn, explain what Crazy 8 is. Okay, Vineet is going to explain how Crazy 8s were done previously.
Right. So this is sort of like a problem statement. You explain the whole group what are we doing, why we doing. You break the problem statement down to one line, like just one problem statement. And then everyone has their own spaces. Like Rohan had this purple space with 8 different screens. Tarun had this blue space. I had this green space. And then we draw our own answers or our ideas. And then everyone has to pitch their ideas one by one. And while I'm pitching, everyone, people put notes. Like Ajay liked the title over here. He didn't like that here DM screen was hidden and all that. And then after everyone is done pitching, we come up with one final solution that satisfies everyone's pros and cons and everything. And then you have your design. The same thing.
Everyone gives their solutions, then you prioritize, see what's most important, and then you draw something after that. And everything is raw, like nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy
over here.
The same thing could be done on Excel also.
Could be done on Excel also.
Yeah, if you just have text-based ideas.
The other one was Figma.
Other one was Figma, right? You can do the same thing on Miro, Excel, anything else.
Okay, doesn't matter what you use. You can use pen and paper.
Pen and paper is
sticky
better.
notes.
Sticky notes is the best.
Neith was the person who first introduced Crazy 8s to our meetings, and ever since he has introduced it, our meetings have become less chaotic. People come up with more solutions, and people who don't speak usually in meetings also come up with great solutions because all of this happens on Excel, or you have to write it down and you don't have to talk much, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So coming back to the BL work example, we knew that the problem was that internships and freelancing gigs, there are no good platforms for it, right? And we had to build one. And we came up with a couple of solutions, and the final solution that we came up with was a very simple interface जहाँ पे internships or freelancing gigs है, and people don't have to put too much efforts. They just have to do one click, और एक click करने पे उनका profile recruiter को चला जाता है, and I can directly chat with the recruiter right then. So that's the solution we came up with. Very simple interface, like 5 seconds में you can apply to jobs and gigs and start chatting with the recruiter. That's the solution we came up with, and then we moved on to the next step, which is building a PRD. Now, a PRD is something that product managers take care of. I'd let our product manager Rohan explain what a PRD is and how to make one and why we even make one. So Rohan is going to explain how a PRD looks like.
So this is an example of a PRD where you start off with the problem statements, like why you're building a particular feature, some data to back it, and then you move on to what exactly is needed to be built so design team can take this up. And right at the end you have next steps. So if this feature works out, what do you do? If it doesn't work out, what do you do? And then KPIs to measure success.
What are KPIs?
Key performance indicators. So those are metrics that you need to hit in order to call your feature or product as a success. So if you don't, then you probably have to iterate on it. So these help you track your status.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so after we are done with the PRD, we have a document which explains how the product is to be built. Sare details isme hai. Then we give it to the design team, and the design team makes a prototype out of it. So they use Figma, they design it, and they make a prototype. A prototype is a simple way of knowing how the app will look like, even before coding it, right? Coding team ko लाभ दे के फायदा नहीं है, because changes होंगे तो they'll have to make a lot of changes. So we make sure that the designs are perfect first before giving it to the coding team. Ajay from my team will tell you how a prototype is made. Okay, Ajay has worked on some prototypes for BL work. He's one of he's the coolest designer. Okay, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. But then he's designed some prototypes for BL work. What is a prototype, and show how a prototype looks like?
Cool. So we use prototype just to get set the ground up. We use prototype to build the prototypes. It's a pretty advanced tool. Yeah, you can look over here. And yeah, this is the prototype. You can see how it's working. We want to make it as much interactive as possible. So let's say when I post a game, and these input fields are.
So
also
even before
interactive.
coding, you can do all of this on prototype itself.
Yes.
You have 2 monitors, I see. It's a pro designer.
Productivity.
Max. He watches movies on one of them.
Yeah, I
Do
might
you?
be
Do
watching
you?
some movies. Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows because he sits in the corner. Once we get done with the prototype, we then give it to the tech team. So once the design team gives you the designs in the handover, what does the tech team do?
So we have this sprint planner, and anytime we have anything to be handed over from the design team, we get this. We don't accept anything without this PRD link. So this is done by the product team, and we don't accept anything without the Figma link, which is done by the design team. As long as these two are there, we have then an internal review where tasks are allocated both back end and front end. We create flows to like plan out, so we don't have to think too much or fall into too many problems while actually coding. So we break it down into flows. We see that when this user clicks this button, what API is to be called, what action is to be taken, and we do that for front end and back end both. And then we test it quickly, iterate, show it to everybody. If everything is good, fix bugs and push to product.
Sweet. And then Sharif takes care of mix panel.
Yep, that's post monitoring, post feature monitoring. So after feature is done, to see whether it's working or not, or to see whether we need to either make changes to it, make it better, or maybe take it out because it's just not working among users.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna show this, but Sharif uses a mix panel and keeps making sure that whatever we have is working, and if it's not working, he'll tell us. That's right. So we have 2 versions of the app, the development version and the production version. Development version is the one in which we do all the testing, and production is the one that you guys see on the App Store and the Play Store. And that's how testing happens. Once accidentally we made the production version the dev version, so that got messed up, but then in most cases this is how testing is done. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is how we take an idea, a problem statement, to finally putting a feature on the app. I hope you guys learned something, and let me know what videos you want me to make next. Drop it in the comment section down below. Huge shout out to everyone in the video from the team who helped give their advice, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Building BlueLearn. Take care. Bye.